Yankee players are known to swing some hefty bats. This week, we bring you an extra special treat as we take a look at how some of those bats are created. We took a trip to Norwalk, Connecticut and visited with Pete Tucci, a former Major League prospect who started a bat manufacturing company in 2009. Tucci Lumber was born in his basement and has grown into a company approved by Major League Baseball. Tucci's bats are used by several Yankee players. Here's a look at how they are made and distributed. Pete Tucci used his knowledge as a former player to create bats major leaguers would want to use.
For most people in the bat business, probably come from a woodworking background where they know how to make a bat. They don't necessarily know what the end product needs to be. Where I kind of came almost from the reverse. So that definitely helped me get to, I think, where I wanted to go a little bit quicker, knowing what I needed, from my end product.
Players like Raul Ibanez, Robinson Cano, and Mark Teixeira have used some of Tucci's bats.
So with the Yankees, we have Nick Swisher was pretty much our first guy, and then other guys from Yankees started ordering bats. Robinson Cano started ordering bats from us. Raul Ibanez ordered bats from us. Ramiro Pena, Francisco Cervelli. So we had a good little thing going with the Yankees, and then that started branching out towards other guys in the league. We ended up with 43 guys in all last year, at that level using our bats. Being with the Blue Jays, we played against the Yankees a lot coming up in almost every league we were in. So I grew up a Yankee fan, and I was a big Winfield fan actually growing up. But and then obviously in later years, Paul O'Neill kind of exemplified the way I kind of approached the game, and how I wanted to approach the game was kind of patterned after him. And he was one of my all-time favorite Yankees, and being able to meet him this year in the clubhouse and kind of introduce myself and thank him for letting me grow up and watching him play was kind of pretty. I actually made his bat for the Old Timers game this year, which is kind of cool.
Weight and length are important factors in how a player chooses a bat, and at Tucci Lumber, attention to detail is a priority.
And you can kind of hear the ping of a bat, as you're listening to it, and there's just a different sound that comes off a better bat that you kind of demand, and as a player. So if I'm making a dozen bats for somebody, and I'll ping test all of them, and if one or two of them don't sound right, I won't send that bat in a dozen. We'll remake them and get them out.
So how is a bat made? We got a behind-the-scenes look at the process.
Hi, my name is Dale. I'm Tucci Lumber. I'm taking you through the process of how we make our custom baseball bats. I'm going to make a TL271. After the bat is done at this station here, I'll take it off and we'll bring it over to the other lathe where I'll sand it. Final case, if this bat's going to be a natural bat, we'll cup it in our cupping machine here. Got the cup in here, so now the bat's ready for painting.
The post-slug limited bats all get sprayed. There are restrictions we have to adhere to for professional baseball. They can only be black, a variation of brown, or natural. Every bat is kind of predetermined where it's going to break when that bat breaks. The slope of grain is actually an invisible grain in wood that is the weaker of the two grains. You have the grain we could see, and then there's an invisible grain that is actually where the wood is going to break. So putting that ink dot on it is almost like a guarantee that we know this bat is going to stay in one piece when it does happen to break.